Hello, my Zesty Lemons. It is Eileen, and thank you so much for stopping by Zesty Tarot. Today, I would like to do a reading on Azealia Banks. I know some might be thinking, why in the hell would you want to do a reading on her? She's such an evil person. And I don't know, something just wants me to do a reading on her. I want, basically, I mean, it's because I'm nosy. And two, let's be frank. We all know someone, aside from her. Take her out of it and think about your personal life. This could even be you. You might be sitting back asking yourself, why do I act this way? Why do I do such things? What is triggering these hateful and crude comments? And some of it is unprovoked, but at least we assume that is unprovoked because we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. So, sweet universe, I would like to do a reading on Azealia Banks, and I would like to know if I can have a better understanding, if me and the viewers could have a better understanding of why she acts the way that she does. What influences her? What triggers her to react in such a way? What is the root of Azealia Banks's behavior and overall personality? All right. What is the root of Azealia Banks? Why does she behave the way that she does? What provokes her? And of course, you know why I'm doing this reading, because I felt that it was uncalled for her to mock the death of Jackie O. I don't believe, and I'm pretty sure the masses do not believe, that Miss Jackie O had anything to do with DC Young Fly and Azealia Banks during that episode. And and I had this conversation with my friend, and we said the same thing, which a lot of people said the same thing. It's interesting how you can talk all this smack, but then when it's done to you, you can't handle it. And the question overall was, well, why would you go on the show? I think the reason why they invited her on the show was because they knew how ruthless she was with her mouth. They knew that, I guess maybe they assumed that because she was a savage, that she would be able to, match them one. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, she wanted to trigger or she wanted to go after DC. I watched the episode, and then I watched 85 South, where they explained a little bit, or they was talking about it, what was going on down, behind the scenes. And DC said that he checked on her. Of course, you don't see that on camera, but he checked on her, because he did not want to, it's his job, basically. And he really wasn't trying to belittle her. But when she said that she was going to spit in his face, that's when he was just like, all right, but y'all can check out that episode yourself, because I'm not very good at explaining things, but you can take it upon yourself if that's something that you want to do. But nonetheless, I feel like if she really had a bone to pick with DC, then it should have stayed with DC. Don't, you know, make hateful comments about somebody that did absolutely nothing to you. Her passing had nothing to do with DC hurting your feelings. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. So, and then to gloat about it on your birthday, like, I don't know. It just, yeah. So anyways, I just want to know why she is the way that she is. Will it make a difference? No. I'll go ahead and answer that question for you now. No, it won't. But at least it will soothe the scratch behind my ears. Or maybe we can learn something from this. You know, maybe we can look at our own lives and think about times that we have been extremely hateful and crude to somebody, and we have to sit back and ask ourselves, was that really necessary? Did I really have to, you know, do all that just to prove a point? Like, why couldn't I just leave that person alone? You know, like, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but if that resonates, you know. All right, I think I shuffled these cards enough, yeah? One more time. All right. So let's see why Azealia Banks is the way that she is. I feel it really strong right there. Yeah. Try not to drop them. I just need one more stand right here and it'll be perfect. Okay. So, I guess with this, the message overall is to let go and enjoy. Okay. So, I think we should use Azealia Banks as a lesson in our own personal lives. That's what I think. So when I see let go and enjoy, I think overall what this is saying about her per se is to let go of any, because I feel like there's something that's holding her back from being who she really wants to be. And I think that the way that she goes about things is a sign of rebellion. I did hear that someone tried to compare her to Kanye West as far as, you know, just making these erratic statements and whatnot. And, you know, I will give props to her on some aspects because she opens our eyes to a few things. But I do think that there are some deep-rooted traumas that she needs to let go of. So when I see let go and enjoy, I think that this is saying to her, if she was to really take the time to look at her life and be grateful for where she is, she's out of the slums or wherever. I'm going to say slums because that's, I just get this feeling that she did not have a good childhood. I don't think that she did. I don't know anything about her. So this is all blind assumption or intuition. But I believe that wherever she came from, it's time for her to let that go. How she was treated back then. It's time to let that go and enjoy the fruits of your labors. Enjoy what you have currently. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there. Okay, so we have become a clear channel. So with become a clear channel, I definitely say and believe that this is telling me that she needs to understand that right now she is definitely in a low vibration. She is representing the low vibrational gang like nobody's business. I just feel a lot of animosity. Like she has a lot of pent up anger, and she's taking it out on anybody that she deems fit. And I honestly think that the individuals that she chooses to, what we perceive as target or bully, there's something within them that she longs for, or that she's angry that they had obtained easily while she struggled to obtain it. And so honestly, she's just acting out. And we know that when you go back to a child, I know this is a grown ass woman, but sometimes those behaviors still go unnoticed. You know, think about children with ADHD or oppositional defiant disorder. You know, the behaviors that just drive you nuts sometimes. As a parent, I have children that have those behavioral issues, and I'm going to be straight up honest with you. It takes a lot out of me. A lot of me, excuse me. And, you know, sometimes I just wish that I could just get away for a little bit, because it's so overwhelming, because you got to be on your P's and Q's at all times. You know, because you just don't know what this child is going to do. And so, can you imagine being this way as a full-grown adult and nobody really knowing how to handle, you know, said things? It's obvious that she has some mental illness. It's very obvious. Is she going unhealed? I'm going to say yes. But if she does see herself as the next Kanye West, or what's the other lady? Isn't her Lady Jaguar? Is that her name? I might be messing it up, but another individual in the industry that will call people out in a heartbeat about the truth. And, you know, a lot of the things that she said is perceived as problematic. And so I believe that she's constantly being silenced. And I feel that in Azalea's case, I feel like she feels like she's been silenced a lot. And like I said, I feel like she's acting out and she's very misunderstood. So along with become a clear channel, I believe that this is also saying, you know, don't fall into the whole okie doke of, oh, she's crazy, she's this, she's that. You know, because I kind of feel like it's the same thing that I said about Kanye in his reading. He's playing, or she's playing off of it. You guys think that I'm crazy, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say whatever, and what are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? But she doesn't realize that this is hurting her more than it is helping her. Okay? And so we have evaluate your priorities. Yeah. So definitely this is something that she needs to do. She needs to mind the business that pays her, to be quite honest. Like, she just needs to focus on her and stop focusing on everybody else. Get your shit together. Get your healing in check. Focus on you and your self-hatred that you have amongst yourself before you go and, you know, project how you feel about yourself onto others. Whether DC Young Fly hates himself or not is not up for you to make that choice. We don't know that man from Adam. Okay? And I'm just not even going to touch that because it's solely on her. But like I said, if in fact he made comments reflecting his self-hatred for himself, if that's how she perceived it, who are we to try to take that truth away from her? But from my understanding and what he and Chico Bean and Carlos Miller and a lot of people have said, he made a joke about your braces, wondering why the wire wasn't on the top, and then he called you ugly ass girl, and that's his catchphrase, and you took offense to that. And then you decided to continue to go lower by saying that he was never going to be shit and all this other stuff. And that right there, I think he knew right then and there that he, you know, needed to back off, but he had a job to do. You know, he came to do his job. And you did too, but you took it and went south with it. So I think definitely re-evaluating your priorities and not someone else's priorities, making sure that you're straight at the end of the day, to where you don't allow anybody's jokes or comments about you to affect you. Because look, I mean, you are in the industry. And I'm not one of those people like, well, this is what you signed up for. Because honestly, I don't think it's fair that, first off, you are alienated from the people that you know and love, your people, and then I'm pretty sure in your ears, you're, you know, manipulated to believe that you can't trust anybody because the industry wants to keep you all for themselves. So you're isolated. And the only people that you have are your fellow comrades, if you will, that's in the same industry as you, who is competing for the exact same thing, you know, that is dealing with the exact same thing. There is no celebrity that has gone untouched from the public eye. And I think that the media makes it that way. You guys are recorded every single day of your lives, whether you want to be or not. And so everybody that does not have a life, okay, has the opportunity to tear you down because they hate what you got going on for yourself. So that's why I feel like the let go and enjoy part is very important for her to understand, and re-evaluate the priorities, because she's acting like she's a regular person. I mean, she is a regular person, but what I'm saying is she acts like she's on the other side of the television, like she doesn't have a job to do, like she doesn't have status of her own, and she's tearing down somebody else because she's lacking what they are presenting. That's what I'm getting, if that makes any type of sense. All right. And at the bottom of the deck, we have face your adversaries. And that's interesting that this card came out because, look, excuse me, let me get comfortable here. If there are some individuals that are in the industry that has made you feel some type of way, you need to come up. You don't have to announce it to anybody, but it's time for you to stand up for yourself and face them head on. If it is fears that has you by the throat, you need to grab it by the throat and let it know who's boss and that is not going to take advantage of you any longer. But if this is an actual human being that is doing these things to you, making you feel some type of way, always having a, what am I trying to say? There's always a string attached to whatever situation, and because I kind of feel like you're very fed up, especially with management per se. I don't know if you've been taken advantage of. I don't know if individuals are maybe they tried to make sexual advances towards you and you turn them down. So because you turn them down, they feel like they got to make you pay. Maybe something happened to you in that in that area, and instead of speaking out about it, maybe you are just, I don't know. I don't want to reach, I don't want to put anything on her that may not be, but I just know that there is something, some enemy of hers, and it's time for her to face it. 10 times out of 10, if we're not talking about anybody else, the enemy is herself. You know what I mean? Like, you got to face the music with your own self. I don't know what provoked you to become this individual. And from what I've never listened to any of her music, I really don't know. I mean, I've only seen tweets about her when she's attacking someone. But as a person, I don't really know who she is. So I can't say, but I can just tell you what I feel, and it's time for her to stand up for herself. Her higher self is telling her to stand up for herself and do what you need to do to get yourself back to where you need to be. Because I don't believe that you were always like this. Something happened to you. So let's get into the tarot, and we're going to get some more insight as to what that could possibly be. Thank you so much, sweet universe, for providing me with some insight. And yeah, you'll notice that I'll talk as though she's sitting right here listening to this reading. Most likely she'd probably cuss me out, but you know what, it's okay. It's like I said, I want everyone to use this situation and, as a reflection of themselves. And this is only if this resonates with you. Because, no, you don't have to be a celebrity. But are you miserable? Are there things that you need to let go of that you're still holding on to, and it's preventing you from fully enjoying those moments in your life that you should be extremely grateful for? Because you still have so-and-so in your mind telling you that you weren't good enough, making fun of the way that you look. Is it that ex-boyfriend or that ex-girlfriend that cheated on you and completely devastated you because you didn't think that they would ever do that to you? And once that trust was gone and they ended up leaving, they just left you high and dry with no closure whatsoever. And so now here you are, bitter, angry. And I can tell that some of you may not mean to be that way. It's like, I don't know, Azealia may not mean to be this way. Sometimes she may not be able to help it. She might have bipolar, and this is something that she struggles with every day. But for circumstances like this, I definitely feel that, I feel that staying off of social media would definitely be the best course of action to take, regardless of how you feel about somebody else. And her frustration with DC Young Fly is only a reflection of what pain has been done to her in the past. Someone made that, I'm gonna say the inner child in her, someone bruised that baby. Bruised her and made her feel unloved and unwelcomed. And it could have been most of her life, I don't know. But to hear that shattered her. Nobody wants to hear that they're not good looking to somebody. We all want to look beautiful to someone. And it doesn't help that you see on social media that there are individuals that have these exotically looking faces and they're dressed provocatively, or you know, you just wish that you could be that girl in that moment. And while it may seem effortlessly for this woman or this man to walk around being seductive in the face, you don't know what that person is going through in the inside. It pays to be pretty. We don't think that beautiful people have it rough. So you need to awaken from that facade. Everybody goes through something. Everybody is beautiful to somebody, just like everybody is ugly to somebody. Everybody is okay to somebody. You can't please everybody. That's the thing. You're not meant to. And it sucks because we have social media where you have these individuals that are constantly flaunting, you know, these facades. It also sucks that colorism is a thing. That if you're not a certain shade, then you're not it. Or if your hair looks a certain way, or if you look a certain way, you're not allowed to have acne. Look, I have the most problematic skin. I get bumps and things on my arms whenever I get bit by a mosquito. It's bad. And I try to hide it because I'm like, oh, everybody's gonna think I look. But you know what? There's a point there. You're just gonna have to stop caring. You're gonna have to stop caring about these type of things and focus on what you know that you can bring to the table. Each and every one of you have something beautiful about you. And whether you're single, it does not matter. You're still beautiful to somebody, or you're still handsome to somebody. Being single does not mean that you can't get a man or a woman. Maybe being single means that maybe you're just not wanting a commitment. Or maybe you believe that you deserve better than what you allowed yourself to have. Don't let people get in your head about these types of things. I'm getting off track, but you get what I'm saying, like, and let go of all those things. That's our goal, is to let go of all the traumas that people of our past, people in school, the things that they used to say about us. Oh, you're dorky because you did da. So what? What did they have going on? Being a drug dealer? You know what I'm saying? Out here doing God knows what, but yet they got the opportunity, or excuse me, they have the audacity to have their mouth on you. Now, Azealia knows that she knows better, and I know that she believes in her mind she don't care. But I'm telling you, there's something. I'm gonna say there's something wrong with this girl, because I can tell you she's hurt. She's got a lot of trauma within her. And either she feels like she can't speak on them, or she has gone so long unhealed that it's hard to talk about these things. She would rather push through and remain this way. She might have her moments where she's thinking, man, why can't I just get it together? But she goes back and she thinks about that little girl that people used to pick on, and it hardens her back up. No, I gotta boss up. You know how frustrating it is when the the stigma that men are not allowed to cry, that they have to remain emotionless, and then we wonder why they act the way that they do. I can go on and on. But at the end of the day, while she said some very fucked up shit, We don't have no right to judge her. Because I'm pretty sure in one part, or there was some memory of yours where you said some fucked up shit to somebody. Maybe you wish that somebody passed away. Maybe you even cursed them. Maybe you called yourself putting a curse on somebody. Because you was mad that you didn't get your way on something. We've all did something fucked up. So nobody has the right to judge this woman. People talk about, oh, you ain't supposed to, oh, I don't think it's cool that you speak ill of the dead. That's selective, what's it called? Selective rage. It's okay for y'all to talk shit about one person. But oh, if it's somebody that was beloved around the world, don't you dare talk about them. You can't be that way. If it's going to be that way for one, it needs to be that way for all. But I know that's not how it is. But I'm just proving that point. And y'all ain't gotta like my point. You can be like, whatever. That's cool. You are entitled to feel however you want. Now, I'm not trying to play naive either. If she was to sit there and, let me say, hypothetically, if my loved one passed away unexpectedly, and she was to laugh at that and say that that was my karma, oh yeah, it would take everything in me not to pull her jaw off like a drawer, like just pull it out, you know. But I'm not in that situation. And even if I was in that situation, I would just have to stay away. I would just have to stay away and just absorb that pain and just keep telling myself that it's not me that that person is mad at. And even if they were mad at me, at this current moment, my person's passing has nothing to do with the situation. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that it's something that's going on with them. Let me keep going. All right, so we have the Five of Cups here with let go and enjoy. And yeah, like, she has a lot of creativity, okay? We know that, I believe, is she an actress? I don't know. I know she's a rapper and she's a singer, but I don't know if she's an actress. But nonetheless, I see this as her taking her bowls of creation, her passions, her dreams, and she's letting it go down this vortex. This is wasted talent because she would rather entertain negativity than focus on what truly matters, which is, you know, appreciating and being grateful for her current circumstances. And again, we could take lessons from this. You know, it's time. Eventually, you're going to have to face the music. I know that sounds a little harsh, but it needs to be said. Those that are dealing with traumas, it's your own responsibility to heal from those traumas. You have the right to get healed. And this was a tough lesson that I had to learn. I'm sitting here still angry about what was said and done to me years back. Those individuals has moved on. They have moved on and their own perceived happiness. And you're still sitting here miserable. So why not talk about it? This is a poison that is festering in that wound and you need to get it out. I don't know who I'm speaking to. Maybe I'm not speaking to anybody, but it's time for you to let this go. It's time to start. Excuse me, there's people down here echoing in the hallways. Stop playing the victim card. But I know you're like, but Lee, I was a victim. Yes, you were a victim. But you are not anymore. And those memories, that is now the bully. It's no longer on your parents, that classmate. The enemy is right between your eyes. And so it's time for you to do what's best for you. I mean, or not, you can do whatever you want. But I think it's best to go ahead and say, all right, enough is enough. I'm tired of this torture. I need to talk to somebody. Find a therapist to talk about it. Cry if you need to. Do some journaling. This is what Azealia needs to do. I don't know if she does it or not, but I did hear that she was in dark magic. That ain't gonna help nobody. It definitely ain't gonna help her. It's not. Your vibration is too low. So if anything, and this goes for anybody who has ever tried to put dark magic on somebody, your vibration has to be extremely low to want to try to spiritually attack somebody. And if that's the case, and let's just say this is something that you want to do, you got to keep in mind that what goes around comes right back around. We have Reiki healers that knows how to dispel that type of work. They also know how to boomerang it back to you. And it may not be what you want. You thought that you was ready to give the smoke to somebody else, but if it comes back around to you, would you be able to handle that? This is something that Azealia needs to think about. You're laughing at the death of somebody else's person. That can ricochet and come back to someone she loves and cares for. So you guys got to understand, just like she does, how important it is to really get your vibration in check. Because y'all really don't know what y'all dealing with. I have no idea what's out there in the 5D. All I know is that I'm trying to better myself each and every day. And that should be the goal. It's not about trying to tear somebody down. It's about becoming a better version of ourselves every single day. And this ain't it. And then we have the, if I can spit it out, the 7 of Wands here with become a clear channel. So this is saying that she definitely needs to keep herself protected. Whether it's physically, she needs to be protected. Excuse me. Spiritually, she needs to be protected. But overall, this could represent her just really getting herself grounded and together. Pulling herself back into who she was before. Before the trauma. Before the devastation. Before the disappointment that has happened to her. Because right now, she's getting attacked. And what scares me is that there's going to be somebody that does not have anything to lose that is going to go after this person, this human being. What she said was not cool. And here's the thing. While DC is focusing and grieving over the loss of Miss Jackie O, you might have a strong supporter that'll be like, don't worry about it, I got her. You see what I'm saying? And then it's just going to be a whole fiasco. So I think it's very important for her to really reflect on how she goes about things. Now, she might be sitting here unbothered, but I don't see that. You know, she's looking off to the side. She doesn't even have her eyes open. She's just like, whatever. I'm in my own little bubble here. I'm in my own world while you guys laugh and or talk smack. I don't care. I'm above you. But the thing is, that's a bubble. It can easily be infiltrated. It can be popped. So while she's separating herself from the world, if that's what she's doing, she really needs to get herself in check. Like, for real, for real. Oops, I think I'm skipping one. My fault. No, I'm right. I'm tripping. I don't remember. Whatever, we'll just keep going. Yeah, all right. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here, re-evaluating the priorities. Yeah, this is all about taking care of herself. And honestly, whoever her circle is, I honestly do not think that they are healthy for her. And it would be best for her to exercise self-care by removing herself from said group and finding herself again. The Queen of Pentacles she will nurture who will nurture her. It's an even give and take with her. She is someone who is self-made. She has built herself up from the ground up. And so she's not going to take no shit from a lot of individuals that try to, ridicule her. And I get that. But at the same time, I feel like if you're self-made, you still need to reevaluate how you go about things. Your priorities are all fucked up. And unfortunately, if she continues to thrive off of the low vibrations, abundance, I believe that she'll still receive some abundance, but it'll be tiny amounts. And I think those tiny amounts is only a glimpse of what she could have. So it's kind of like God is saying, like, this is what you could have if only you would just clean this up. But she has a smug, I also see that in her. She has like this smug, I ain't reevaluating shit. Y'all need to reevaluate yourselves. But it's like, why are you focused on other individuals? If you're a boss, or if you built yourself up to the top, why are you focusing on those that are still learning how to, walk the walk? If you know that you have such a stable background, or not background, but, you have a stable foundation that cannot be infiltrated, then you shouldn't have nothing to worry about, right? So you shouldn't be acting this way. Unless you know that you're on thin ice. You know that what has been given to you can easily be taken away, which is universal law. So yes, this could also say, and it doesn't necessarily mean that because this is a woman in this card that it can be a woman. This could be her manager. This could be a male. Somebody that's like, you know what? You gotta go. I'm canceling your contract. You're done. Heaven forbid that happen to you. But these are the consequences for things that could have been avoided if you would just go and get healed. All right. And so at the bottom of the deck we have, excuse me, I'm wiping my eye. The Four of Cups. This pessimism. So I'm going to say part of this is boredom. But overall, I feel like this is discontentment with the self. You're bored with your job. Maybe you are wanting to do different projects, but like I said, I feel like she's been held back. And I don't know why. I don't know if it has anything to do with colorism or, you know, I don't know what happened. But I know that she's definitely not the person that she used to be. And I don't even know who that person is. I just sense that that's the truth. Can y'all hear my daughter's TV? It's super loud. But yeah, you are a very negative person. So let's go ahead and continue this read and get an understanding of basically a clarification. I don't know what type of music she does, but I feel as though she wants to be a teacher. And I think that maybe she was silenced on something that she was extremely passionate about. And so she just felt like, oh, well, since you're going to silence me about this, all hell's going to break loose. Until you allow me to do my thing, I'm going to make your life a living hell. You know, but either way it goes, that's still not the way to be. Sweet universe, could you please tell me why these cards are here? Also, I want to put that disclaimer out here that this reading, I don't really want to say that it's for entertainment purposes only, but because tarot readings are supposed to be entertainment, this is based solely on my opinions. I could be absolutely wrong. Though I don't think so, but there is a possibility that I can be. I keep looking at that Queen of Pentacles. She just, she's not with it. I just feel like she's like, look, I've been in the game. I don't know how long she's been around, but I feel like she's been in the game for too long. And she now knows how individuals are and she's sick of it. So she's going to play it the way that she wants to. So it's like I said, I'm not going to evaluate shit, re-evaluate shit until y'all do. Does it make it right? No, it doesn't. But if it makes it right for her, okay, but you know, it's whatever. All right, so Moving on, we have the Ten of Wands here. So this right here is saying that she definitely needs to just take a moment and just stop. She's exhausted. Physically, spiritually, I don't think that she really has the drive. I think that Azealia, if that's how you say her name, is trying to keep her, and I'm not trying to diss the woman, okay? This is what I'm feeling. I feel like she's trying to keep herself relevant, because any other time we don't really hear about her unless it's involving some type of problematic bullshit. And I know that this has to be tiresome for her. This could be another thing too. Like, girl, just let the shit go, okay? If you're too focused on the whole wilding out episode, if it really hurts you that bad, then go get some therapy about it. Okay, start talking to yourself in a loving manner and tell yourself that you're beautiful, that you're not an ugly ass girl or whatever, and move the fuck on from the shit. Okay, because you're gonna end up tiring yourself. You're overburdening all of your potential. Okay, all this negativity is overshadowing what you truly possess. And though you may not care right now because you feel as though, well, he deserved it, I said what I said, but you saying what you said comes with consequences. And that's what we have to understand too in our everyday lives. Every action has a reaction, whether it's good or bad. So you can have the attitude of, well, I said what I said. Okay, cool. But don't say anything if what you said creates an unfavorable outcome. That's just the way that it works. Pick your battles wisely. Next card. We have the Hanged One. So it's saying again, like, she needs to focus on herself. She really needs to focus on getting herself together, meaning that she needs to get that therapy. She needs to recreate her brand, basically start over. If you really want to be in this industry, and if you do have individuals that support you, do your due diligence by showing them a better side of you. But the only way that you can do that is by believing that there is a better side to you, by providing yourself the self-love that you deserve. Because if you're looking for love outside of yourself, you're not going to find it. You have to start with yourself. And that you individuals is going to learn not to mess with me type. No. You put yourself in situations that you don't have to put yourself in. You being invited to Wildin' Out was a choice that you made. They wanted to do it, but you agreed. Okay? And you taking the joke personally was a choice that you made. Just like with this right here, you making that disgusting comment was a choice that you made. So those that truly respect your work, I'm sure, are dissatisfied or disappointed. And no, you don't know anybody anything. But just think about that when you're when you don't have anyone that's supporting you anymore. So we have the Two of Cups here. So, with the Two of Cups, this does not necessarily have to be romance. This could be collaborations. This could be partnerships of any kind. And with this Seven of Wands here, I feel that Azealia might feel a little threatened now. She doesn't want to be bothered by anybody that may want to collab with her because she thinks that they're going to pull her on stage or, you know, bring up the incident and drag her to filth. And I don't think that she wants to handle that. I think she just wants to, I don't know how to describe it, but she has to make a decision within herself as far as what she's wanting to do with her career. And I don't think that she needs to utilize her emotions. I think she really needs to come from a logical standpoint on this. Because trying to build your career off of negative energy, you're gonna crash and burn. It's not what. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles here. Now, the King of Pentacles, this could symbolize, like I said before, the individual. Oh, because I did mention like a boss of some sort. Doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but this King of Pentacles could be the male energy that is going to say something to her about this, whether it be, you know, just take a time out, we're going to suspend your contract, or I'm going to revoke your contract, or whatever. That could be it. This could be the King of Pentacles, could be DC Young Fly, and her having animosity towards him. But the thing is, he was doing his thing. Like I said, he had a job to do, just like she had a job to do. She wasn't forced to be on the show. This was a choice that she made. Period. Okay? So, I think that overall, what I'm getting from this reading is that, again, I feel like I'm going around in circles, but she has some pent-up frustration, animosity towards, I think, just the industry as a whole. And it's a combination of not just that, but things that has happened to her as a child or maybe even a teenager. Like I said, I don't know her background story. I'll look into it because I could be entirely wrong, and she might have came from a loving family, and so this would be a shocker, like, well, why in the hell was you acting like this when, you know, but that's how it be sometimes. There is something, like, maybe, you know, maybe she was spoiled and she had everything that she wanted but not what she needed. Maybe she needed more parental guidance instead of being thrown money or toys and being sent on her way. There could be a lot of things, but a part of me thinks it's half that and also what she has encountered in the industry itself. So let me pull her final card, what she needs to focus on overall. Because yeah, as of right right now, I even see with the Seven of Wands, with the Two of Cups, I just think that she just needs to, I mean, really get herself grounded before she takes any more offers or collabs with anybody. So it's a combination of, I don't want to take any offers because I don't trust you, and I need to stay away from you until I get myself together, because, you know, I know that the industry is this vast. I don't even know what to call it. I mean, it's a business, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, it's just, there's so many, what am I trying to say? Stories in this tower, you know what I mean? And I can't imagine what celebrities or public figures have to go through, especially with their own management team. Because when it comes down to money and what you can do for them, I'm pretty sure they can get downright ugly. But if anybody knows exactly what happened, what, like, was she always like this? Was there a transition? Because that's kind of what I'm feeling. I feel like there's a transition of some sort where she was cool and then all of a sudden she just started snapping. So first card out for her is you can handle that, handle this, and it says there is a wise saying that you are given more than you can handle. Or I'm sorry, you are never given more than you can handle. Tune in to your heart with reconnecting with your strength. So yeah, I feel that she has to understand that those traumas that she experienced, honestly, yeah, they suck. Think about everybody else that has gone through some painful traumas, but that is what shapes you into the person that you are. But the thing is when it shapes you, you are also faced with a forked road or a crossroads. You can either go towards the negative with your traumas, or you could go to the right with your, you know, your traumas and become a better person and take the lessons that you have learned from it, and you can help people with it through your platform. You have music, you could be talking about these things instead of bullying people. So that's what the whole, to me, that's what the whole reevaluating your what did it say? Priorities, yeah. So now we have meditate on the spaciousness of air. And it says, when you are stuck, picture yourself in a open, airy space with room to breathe, to move and breathe, and let yourself feel empowered. That's kind of like what's going on right here. And so, yeah, it's definitely saying like she needs to be regrounded. You need to be reconnected with the universe and yourself, because you have definitely lost your way. And it's, I mean, and that's okay, because we as human beings, we lose our way all the time. When something detrimental happens to us, we detach. We get mad at God for allowing the situation because we don't understand why, you know, especially with all the good that we've done, why would you allow this to happen to us? Can you imagine Job? Like, Job went through some shit, right? And I'm pretty sure there were moments where he just wanted to go off on God. But I'm also sure that there was moments where he took the time to meditate and just get himself grounded. Like, look, I know this sucks. This has nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything. This is just how things happen. Things happen like this. You know? This is part of the business. You have a say-so, I think, to get out of that contract. Or at least you could fight for it. Observe and don't absorb. Okay, and it says, if you are taken on the stress of others, try observing the situation from a distance. This will increase your energy. Okay, so basically what the universe is saying is like, look, if you see some things that you don't like, you don't necessarily have to react to it. If it really bothers you, just meditate on it. Mind your business is what it's saying in a very polite, spiritual way. Mind your business. And then at the bottom of the deck, it says to let yourself receive support. And it says it's often easier for empaths to give rather than to receive. Allow others to support you and experience the pleasure of their caring energy. That also could be what the King of Pentacles is talking about, because both the King and Queen of Pentacles are nurturing, devoted individuals, especially when it comes to being compassionate. They love charities. They love giving back. They worked so hard that they really don't like to hoard their blessings. They would like to share it amongst the world. And so that's what she needs. She needs someone that is just like her, because behind the anger is a gentle, compassionate woman that is very fragile, fragile, that believes in serendipitous love, and she's wanting that. She's just wanting that same support. But in order to receive that support, you have to give it to yourself first. And let this be a lesson to anyone else that might be going through the same thing. Am I judging? No, I don't believe I was. And if you believe that I was, I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to. But let's be honest, it's just not a good look. When we act out of character, it's not a good look. But that's okay. Sometimes we need someone to be like, hey, you're off your game a little bit. You okay? So if Azealia was to ever read, or not read, but listen to this message, please get the help that you need. Get that toxicity out of your system. And please understand that it's no one else's fault what has been done to you. It's not even your fault what has been done to you. Okay? It was never your fault what has happened to you in the past. But it's time for you. It's time for you to heal. You've been carrying this burden for way too long. And I believe that it is ruining your career and the image that you are wanting to portray. Okay? So thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. If when thinking about your personal situation, if you would like to drop a comment down below to share your experiences or your thoughts about it, I would love to hear from you. If you want to hit that like, I would really appreciate it, because it's going to help my channel. If you want to tell your friends about me, I would appreciate that too. Hit that subscribe button. But before I go, remember this: when life gives you lemons, always keep it zesty. Take care, everyone. Bye.